Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel from Daily Hodl. Here's the title of the latest headline. New Ripple-based remittance service launching. Will crypto asset XRP be utilized? Ooh, let's find out. So I'm gonna cover this for you. I got some tweets from the XRP community, and then I've got a story that I found quite interesting. And it's titled, No, Bitcoin is not threatened by Google's foray into banking. This is definitely an interesting article, and I want to cover it from the perspective of an XRP community member. Before we get going any further here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you would please delicately tap that like button, but don't get all smashy with it. Only dorks smash the like button. Just a delicate adult tap will do. It's just as efficient and less destructive. And if you would please consider subscribing to the Moon Lambo channel. If you agree that Moon Lambo is the stupidest name within the entire XRP community, you should definitely subscribe. So again, new Ripple-based remittance service launching. Will crypto asset XRP be utilized? SBI Ripple Asia and SBI Remit, a cross-border funds transfer platform that operates as a subsidiary of the Japanese financial giant SBI Holdings, are launching a new payment service between Japan and Vietnam. How about that corridor? The new transfer platform will run on RippleNet with the Ting Pong Commercial Joint Stock Bank, a Vietnamese financial institution, on board. According to a release, the CEO of SBI Holdings and Ripple board member Yoshitaka Kitao says new remittance services utilizing crypto assets will be released in the future, but he doesn't specify whether the new remittance corridor between Japan and Vietnam will include the use of the digital asset XRP. And by the way, so that comment that he made, I did mention that in a previous video probably within the last week or so, several, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, whatever it is, I don't know. And I pulled it up on the screen when I was recording at the time. And he did make it was a strange comment, and I was kind of wondering, is this some sort of a translational error? Like why? Like what? Because it didn't say crypto assets as it pertains to remittances, moving money around the world, instead of rather bluntly stating XRP. And so I don't know what the purpose for that was, but there's no indication that as it pertains to utilizing any other cryptocurrency as a bridge currency, it's purely just XRP. Nothing else is being positioned. Certainly other, the most well-known cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, is not well suited for that use case, obviously. And pretty much all the other coins out there, look, even XRP doesn't have sufficient liquidity the world over to instantly populate in every single corridor. Like it's being built out right now. So don't think for a moment there's any other coin that can do this anyway. Like it has to actually be built out. You have to have market makers in place, and there just aren't enough right now. But it's a process. This is a real solution. Just consider this, though. MoneyGram operates in, I can't remember the number that was cited, but it was definitely over 20,000 corridors. So I'm just saying Ripple's got their work cut out for them. But there is real progress being made anyway. So take a look at this quote now. The booming Vietnamese economy is one of the most attractive markets around the world. TP Bank, which the SBI Group has invested in 2009 and owns a 19.9% share of, has achieved steady accumulation of loans and non-interest income such as settlement services by actively utilizing cutting-edge technologies. The adoption of RippleNet will further differentiate the company from its competitors. We will also develop remittance services that incorporate crypto assets in the future. So there you go. There's the end of that sentence right there. That's what's causing a stir here. The number of Vietnamese residents in Japan has quadrupled over the last 5 years to around 330,000, according to the Japan Times. And then the CEO of Ting Pong Bank says, quote, our cooperation with SBI Ripple Asia on the application of blockchain technology and cross-border money transfers marks an important turning point in enhancing our customer experience and makes international money transfers via the bank faster, more convenient, and safer than ever before. So as far as whether or not XRP will ultimately get used, why would it not? Because if not, because look, what's being built out here as it pertains to RippleNet? because XRP is what interfaces with the rest of the RippleNet technology, including what used to be known as Xcurrent. That's the payments portion for messaging. That's what interfaces with it. So unless Ripple is going to program a bunch of stuff on there, or what are these entities just going to create that software from scratch and have that adopted globally? I don't think so. So will XRP be used? Well, why not? To me, it's just a matter of working out everything from a regulatory perspective, so all good things in time, and then just having the liquidity in place. That's it. Those are a couple of the high-level things anyway. All right, next here's a tweet from XRP community member at XRP Yoda on Twitter. And here's what he had to say, and I wanted to share this because I liked it. No hate. Next bull run, you don't want a slow asset like Bitcoin with network clogging. XRP has all the pairs you need to trade fast. Cryptocurrency trading, it's a no-brainer. Start stacking now. P.S. I don't endorse any trading. I'm hashtag Team HODL. Force is strong. And I can relate to that too. And oh my gosh, for those that were around in 2017, indeed, the network congestion from Bitcoin, either trying to get money into the system or out, it was regularly a nightmare. People just were complaining constantly all over Twitter. What do I do? There were some transactions, and I had experienced this myself firsthand. I had very early days of crypto. I just found out that cryptocurrency is a thing, and jumped in. And well, technically, I knew for a while before. I just didn't actually jump in until November of 2017. But anyway, that doesn't matter. But I remember transacting Bitcoin, and at least one of my transactions took literally over 24 hours to complete. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. So you can imagine a time where things happen fast in crypto. There's a lot of price action. If you want to be able to get in and out of your positions, I'm just saying, look, no financial advice here whatsoever. Just be prepared, right? Get your off. If you want to get out, just make sure that you have your off ramps kind of planned out in advance. I would just say that. And if Bitcoin's a part of that, maybe reconsider it. I'm just saying. All right. Now here's a few tweets that caught my attention. I like this, and I just wanted to share it with you. This is from Cyflux. He's on Twitter at CYPHLUX. People who fail to invest in XRP without a deep dive are looking at its low price and failed rallies as an indication of its success. Price in the near future is bleak for XRP, but those of us who understand its path and potential know price right now is irrelevant. A company like Ripple doesn't hedge bets on an asset they think will fail. They've built their empire around understanding the needs and faults of the current liquidity system. They aren't changing the status quo to make a little dent. They're in the game to dominate competition. XRP may only be 25 cents today, but those of us who understand its utility and the playbook know what's coming. Time is irrelevant when you have the conviction to hold and envision the future of money. The writing is on the wall, and XRP the standard is at the epicenter of it all. That's awesome stuff right there, and I could not agree more than I currently do. I absolutely do. That's why, again, I am happy to hold. I just want to share a sentiment from another XP community member. All right, now this article from you today. No, Bitcoin is not threatened by Google's foray into banking. All right, last week, search juggernaut Google revealed that it would start offering checking accounts with the help of high-profile backers and the likes of Citigroup. The new product, which is reportedly dubbed Cash, is slated to be launched in 2020. As expected, some outlets had a knee-jerk reaction to paint Google's foray into banking as an existential threat to Bitcoin, the top cryptocurrency that rivals the traditional financial sector. Forbes, for example, wrote about how Google is going to kill Bitcoin. That's laughable. The main argument appears to be that Bitcoin will not survive the advent of Google's smart checking accounts. Multiple cryptocurrency enthusiasts have taken to Twitter to ridicule such a take on Bitcoin. Cryptocurrency investor Stephen Cole says that Google poses the same threat to Bitcoin as a new post office to email, highlighting how out of touch these comparisons are. And there's the tweet in question on the screen, which I think is a fair comparison. Actually, this is an XRP centric channel. I'm not here to sit here and defend Bitcoin. I highly question the longevity of Bitcoin. I don't know, and I'm not saying it's going away. I'm saying that without adoption, I highly doubt that it will have any meaningful staying power. If you look over a span of decades, at least, I understand it's been here for a decade. Maybe some people, it's all relative. You'd say that's already meaningfully long. Okay, fine, whatever. Split hairs here. I'm just saying that in the world where utility matters, which it does matter, and it's going to become increasingly important if Bitcoin doesn't have actual adoption. I'm just saying. The reason why people choose to embrace Bitcoin is because they do not want checking accounts that are offered by large corporations such as Google and Apple. And so you have to buy into the concept of people wanting to have control over their funds. And so that is something that's markedly different as it pertains to something that has value, that humans have decided has value. But that's not true just with Bitcoin. It's true with any cryptocurrency that's traded on open markets, right? So anyway, even corporate-backed coins like troubled Facebook's Libra still can't threaten Bitcoin. I agree with that, generally. As reported by You Today, CNBC's long-term host Joe Kernan rippled Facebook's Libra, they mean ripped, right, to shreds since it was... Crypto media, damn it, like read your work before you post. To shreds since it wasn't decentralized and could impinge on the user's privacy here. And so, and as it pertains to us as XRP holders here, look, traditional banking is not going away, certainly not anytime soon. And I don't believe for a moment that 100% of humans on the planet will ever want to give or to make themselves responsible with the security of their accounts. They like the idea of trusted third parties guaranteeing that if something goes wrong, their funds are safe. So there will be some humans that like that and some that don't. It goes back to my concept of people want different things, and that's okay, right? So it's not going to be a one-size-fits-all thing here. It just isn't. So traditional banking, to whatever degree, I mean, fine, I got it. Things are changing thanks to technology, but banks aren't going away. It's just the way in which they conduct business, it's shifting, all right? But money's still going to need to be moved around the world, and Bitcoin simply isn't replacing this all. So as XRP holders, whoever it is that's offering the bank accounts, money still needs to move, and there's still going to be walled gardens, and there's still going to be the issue of Nostro Vostro accounts, pre-funded accounts. And you can only unlock that with distributed ledger technology utilizing a native digital asset that has an open market value, not backed by anything. And the only thing being positioned for such a use case in the whole world is XRP. That's it for this video. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!